What's up now? How's everybody doing? Look what I realized I can still do. Wait, where's it at? Yeah. Hilarious. I only did it because I didn't know I still could. So it's funny to me that I could. So I did it. Boom. Hilarious. Alright, let me get myself together. Y'all know I am a mess. Right? Okay. Let's get into it. Alright. This movie is called P2. It's from 2007. It's rated R. It's a thriller horror. You can find it on Tubi, Vudu, Amazon Prime, Google Play, Redbox, and YouTube. Um, it was given 5.9 out of 10 on IMDb, which is really, really low. 34% Rotten Tomatoes, which is also really, really low. And 36% from the audience, which is also low. And if you consider that the audience vote as opposed to Rotten Tomatoes itself vote, Rotten Tomatoes itself self vote. Anyway, um, that's pretty low. Like 36%. That's pretty low, in my opinion. Okay, it was directed by a man named Frank. Oh, here we go. Frank Calfoun. He's a French director. I looked him up, and he's got a few horror films under his belt. It seems like that's his shtick. Nothing real mentionable. No shade. Or maybe some shade. I don't know. Okay, so there's really only two characters in this movie. There's a couple of others. If you want to count the dog as a character, I didn't look up the dog's real name because it's a dog. I guess I should have or could have, but you can. Um, there's really only two characters. There's Angela, who was played by a woman named Rachel Nichols, and then Thomas, who was played by a man named Wes Bentley. I also wrote down Carl, who was the security guard of the building. His name, the real man's name was Philip Atkin. But the rest of the people, they were nobodies. They had like just a couple, like second one or two lines. Even the like police officers didn't have very many lines. So I didn't write down their names. You'll be alright. All right, now let me get into telling you what this movie's about. All right, let me put my notes away because I don't need them anymore. Yeah, okay. So this movie is, like I said, it's a horror thriller. So it takes place with Angela. I just watched it today. It came across my YouTube thing. I haven't seen it. I've seen it a while ago, but it's been a long, long time, and I didn't really remember a lot. So as you ever done that with a movie, like you'll rewatch it years later, and you're remembering it as it's happening. Well, that's what happened to me earlier. As it was happening, I was like, "Oh shit, I remember this flick." Okay. So the movie's about Angela. It's Christmas time. It's Christmas Eve, actually, and she is a corporate woman, and it's a huge corporate building and a big ass parking lot, underground parking lot, many levels. That's why the name of the movie is P2, because her car was parked on level 2. Okay, so there's many levels on this huge underground parking lot. Even the garage, not lot, sorry, garage. Even the office for the security guards, parking attendants rather. I'm sorry, parking attendants is a huge like glass. Not like it would be in a parking lot, a smaller parking lot where it's just like one guy in a glass box. No, this is a big ass office surrounded by glass windows, and it's in the lower level of the parking garage, and that's where the parking attendant people. It's an office too, so there's a lot of office paperwork and cabinets, and there's like a little luncheonette for the people, a little microwave, a little TV for the people that work there. So it's a pretty big office slash security guard space. All right, so Angela, la la la, she's trying to get up out of there. She's a corporate kind of chick. She's stomping in her stilettos, trying to get on up out of there. It's everybody's gone. There's hardly anybody left. It's Christmas. She's trying to get up out of there. She's on the phone with her fam. The fam was like, you got the Santa Claus suit, don't be late, don't flake out like you always do, because apparently she's a big old flake. Boom. She gets in her car, she starts her car, and the car, well, she turns the key and the car won't start. What is she going to do? So she gets out of the car to, I don't know, kick the tire or something, maybe go for help. And all of a sudden you just see this. Wait, let me show you his face. Because y'all know this guy. If you don't know Wes Bentley, peace to everyone that's in the chat. If you don't know Wes Bentley, I didn't know him by name either, but I'll tell you what. He is he's one of those people that's typecast. It doesn't matter what you put, what role you put this man in, he's always going to look like a creep. Okay? Creep. I'll show you. I'll give you, I pulled it up. It's been a long time since I've done this. Bear with me, Bronze. Don't make fun of me. Okay, present. Sharing the screen. A boom. A share. A boom. I think I did it. Let's look. Let's see what I did. Yeah, this guy right here. This is the guy. So her car won't start. She gets out of her car, and all of a sudden you just see this creep come from out of the darkness behind her, and he chloroforms her shit. And bam, she's out. You know this guy. I know you may not know him by name, but you've seen him in movies from time to time. He's always the creep. Alright, so this is the creep. I had to pull him up, because he's a creep. So she wakes up. She's foggy, and she's in the office. She's, this fool. Wait, I don't want to tell you just yet. But she wakes up, she's groggy, she's looking around, she realizes she's in some weird office of some sort, and she looks across the table. Her vision is blurry, and all of a sudden it comes into focus. This fool is in the Santa Claus suit that she was going to take home to the Christmas party, talking about some ho ho ho, Merry Christmas. There's candles lit, there's a whole Christmas dinner on the table. This fool thinks we're having a date. He thinks that they're having a date. He's popping wine. She looks down. She's got on a whole nother outfit. This fool done put a dress evening gown on her and some heels and shit. It was a cute little dress. But that was at the time, right? There's a dog, a Rottweiler chained up in the corner. She's like, what do you want from me? He's like, I just want to have dinner with you. Let's be friends. She's like, holy shit, you have me chained up. He lets her make a phone call to tell the family that she's sick, or he starts to choke her out a little bit while she's making the phone call. You got me messed up. I would have been screaming, help, help, help me, help. This movie is definitely one of the movies that will have you screaming at the TV. It had me screaming at the TV. Like every 10 minutes I'm screaming, bitch, no. Hit him for longer. This broad had so many escape attempts. She didn't follow through with any of them. Like her first attempt was when he leaned down, he took her chain off her ankles because they were going to go for a little drive. She grabbed the fork from the table, and instead of poking him in the eye or something like that would give her the upper hand where she could continue to take off on this fool, she stabbed him in the shoulder and then ran away. What did you think that was going to do? Ma'am, she was it was real like the whole time. I was screaming at the TV nonstop. Hit him for longer. Why are you running away? All you did was poke him. But hit him for longer. So anyway, this fool thinks they're on a date. He thinks he's got him a new girlfriend. She escapes from him. There's a hunt, rather, about the parking lot. She's breaking in windows. Goes back to the gate, the security office, gets his key card. She's swiping doors, getting in and out of stuff, not really going anywhere. She gets a damn phone, then drops the damn phone. Like you'll be I screamed the entire time. Why? But there will be spoiler alerts if you've never seen this movie. I'm here to talk about it, so I will be telling you all about it. At some point, the cops are stupid, of course. The cops show up because The phone call she did make did get through. The cops show up, but of course he's able to deceive them because he's a master trickster. And then, wait, let me take this out of here. Pow! Right? So then, he lets the dog loose on her. She winds up having to kill the dog. She managed to kill the dog. Like, the same energy you gave to that dog, why didn't you give to the dude? Like, she had so many opportunities to kill this dude. It was making me mad that she didn't kill this dude. I'm sorry. Like, what are we doing right now? He then, at some point, got her in the car and took her for a drive around the parking lot, and they're getting lower and lower and lower underground. And they come in the headlights, and there's a man that he's got duct taped to a chair, office chair. It's on wheels and shit. And it's a co-worker of hers that got handsy with her at a Christmas party, and she pushed him away. And he got caught. It got caught on the elevator cam. So he's taking I got you, babe. This is the dude that put his hands all over you. Don't let this. Let's get him. And he handed her like a cattle prod or something, or some sort of. It might have been a bat. It was weird to handle this dude. I got him for you, girl. Let's get this fool. She's like, no. Well, like, what are you doing? And he apologized. He was drunk at a Christmas party. He was like, you sluts are all alike. I don't know, something like that. And he rams his car into this man, backs it up, rams him, backs it up, and so many times until this man's head just finally squashes all over the windshield. It's real gross. If you like horror movies, you'll probably like that plot. All right? I was surprised, though, that wait a minute. Okay. I was surprised that it didn't take very long to get into the action. A lot of times these, I guess, B movies, if you will, they take a long time. It'll be dry, and there'll be a lot of predictable jump scares, and like, what the hell's going on? I didn't do that with this one. It was pretty quick. Like, it got straight into the fuck shit pretty quickly. So yeah, she winds up having to kill his dog, and then there's a whole chaser out there. He kills the dude that touched her up on the elevator. And of course, she comes across the nice security guard from the building. He's dead, off in the cut. He like Ben killed him. We didn't even know it. He Ben killed him. And then finally, she breaks free and winds up getting some handcuffs and cuffing him to a car and setting the car on fire. And then she walks out barefoot into the snow. I think it was in Chicago. Up into the Chicago snow. And then credits. Merry Christmas to you. This movie, I don't, like I said before to y'all, horror flicks aren't really my favorite genre. I've seen my fair share, I would give this movie, honestly, I would give it a B. And I would give it a B only because he is so creepy. You see the profile picture, right? I just had to go silent for a second while you stared at it. Yeah, that's the face you'll be making when you see this fool come up out of the shadows and chloroform this lady, or all the crazy shit he was doing. He done redressed her. She found a videotape in the when she went back to get the key card during their hunt, and there was a video playing when he drugged her and chloroformed her, and he was putting the dress on her. He filmed it, and he put makeup on her, and he was singing and shit. It was a whole creepy ass thing. This movie was creepy, cringy. The acting wasn't the best. I really enjoyed it. I really did. I really, really did. There was one missed opportunity I saw. There was a scene where she gets some keys to one of the cars that are parked in the lot. There aren't a lot of cars parked in the lot. There's like a few on this floor, a few on that floor. Then there's one floor where they have like rental cars. But she got the keys from the office, and she got into this one car. And as soon as she put the key into the ignition and turned it on, this heavy metal music started blasting. And she turned it off really quickly so he wouldn't hear her. But then she winds up driving that car, and at one point, he's at one end of the garage, and she's at the other end of the garage, and they're both in their cars, and they're pointing at each other and they're revving their engines, they're going to play Chicken. It seemed to me like it would have been a perfect time for her to turn that radio back on and have that heavy metal music playing while she played Chicken with this fool. But they didn't. It was just I don't know, it was like royalty free, corny ass music. That was a missed opportunity. It would have been super badass for her if she'd turned that shit on and that heavy metal would have been playing. Well, yeah, it would have been great. That's just my opinion. Who am I? You know. All right, I've been running my mouth. I see, I done said all I have to say about the movie. No one's really chiming in. I ain't mad at you. If you didn't see it, I would suggest you go see it. I've told you where you can see it. It's a pretty decent flick as far as B movies go. Like I said, dude's a whole creep. He can't help it. No matter what role you put him in, he will continue to be a creep. What was that one? Did y'all ever see? If you've ever seen American Beauty with Kevin Spacey, this dude Wes was the next door neighbor kid, the creepy next door neighbor kid who was filming the bag that was flying around and dead birds and shit. He's a creep. It doesn't matter what role you put him in. There was some comedy to it, a little bit, some funny shit, a little. I don't know if it was intended to be funny, but it was funny to me. So, yeah, if you haven't seen it, I suggest you check it out. As far as older horror flicks go, I give it a thumbs up. Two cookies used to be my thing. If I was still using my old rating system, I would give it 2 cookies. I really enjoyed it. It was fun to rewatch it. The memory when you get older, if you haven't seen a movie for a long time, your memory could get a little fuzzy. So it was cool to watch it, and as I was watching it, remembering it, like, oh yeah, I remember this scene, or oh yeah, I remember the dog, or oh shit, I forgot about the security guard, right? Like it was, yeah, it was cool for that. I definitely, if I would have went to the theater and seen this, oh man, I might have gotten in trouble, got kicked out. I'm so ghetto. I couldn't, like, I would be screaming at the TV, like, what are you doing? Bitch, hit his ass with, what was that thing called? What's it called? Tire iron. Hit his ass with the tire iron. Why are you running with it and screaming in the opposite direction? He don't got a gun. Turn around and smack his ass in the head with it. That's just me. I would have got kicked out of the theater, is my point. Alright, though, I said all I have to say. I'm going to get on up out of here. Hopefully you, if you can, find it, watch it. I think you'll enjoy it. Until next time, peace.